Hey, gentlemen, what's up? What's going on, y'all? I'm just coming out, um, doing my thing, just sticking my head out. I know it's a little late and shit, but I've been looking at some of these things that I've been seeing, and the more and more I get closer to what I think is the truth, the more I see the difference in the opinion that is set next to the truth that almost appears to be the truth, but it's not the truth. And the problem is, it lies within the things that we all know and we all continue to, you know, listen to people out here on YouTube and other different social media patterns and places where we know we can get our message across without it being censored or how would I say it, disrespected, where it would be on a platform that you build, just by word of mouth, you know. And first of all, I'd like to say hello to the couple of people I got in here. What's up, Jonathan, Thomas, ZXL Master? How you doing? Nothing much there, Jonathan. Cool. Glad everybody's doing good. ZXL Master, haven't seen you in a while. Glad you're here. Um, you guys, if you haven't subscribed to the the heck I do with it? Oh, it's hiding underneath my pillow. You haven't subscribed to the Houhan Luke channel, please do so because I don't want to continue to use three channels to get a room full of people, and I don't want to use the Wolverine Transparency channel for these type of vineyards. I do want to say to most people that we have a job to do um, with the community, and our job is to continue to do our best in handling situations that we know that are in our grasp. Okay, and the only way that we do that is to respect the good hand that we all know that we're dealt in these platforms and use them to our advantage. And I just want to let people know that I, I I respect you in this 1A community. I really do. I respect the people that stand behind it. We don't have to all agree on everything, and we all do make mistakes. And I'll be the first to say it. I went beyond one of my principles today. Oh, and I should have left right away. And the only reason why I didn't leave was the very simple fact of um, the very simple fact that I was already there, and what the hell? It was one of those situations, and I won't do it again um, because my wisdom tells me not to. So I there's learning experiences that we go through, and sometimes we got to be more attentive to these things. And I'm not even going to mention it. If people were there that seen it, you know what I'm talking about. It's nothing to be brought up. I just want to tell you, if you know about it, that was my bad. All right. Um, but the cop watching I'm doing is so damn important. I think it's so damn important that people continue to see who you are as a person. Let me move this over a little bit, guys. I think, yeah. Damn, that made things worse, didn't it? Um, People need to see who we are as I don't like this how they I screwed some things up on here. Let me see if I can't fix this. See, I don't like that. It scoot this over just a little bit. All right, is it going to behave itself? All right. So I think it's important for us to understand that we might not all agree on everything, and even some of your best friends that are in your life right now, you can line them all up. People that you think that are good, that are wise, that you respect. I guarantee it, there are things that they disagree with you on, and I promise you that you disagree with them. But there's a common denominator there. That common denominator is the denominator that always will allow you to understand who the hell you really are. That's what's good about it. The common denominator is that you're a human being that allows yourself to uh, be free to think the way you want to, and to give people. I mean, there are people out here that are trolling the hell out of each other, and I'll be damned if we want to. Trust me, I am trying to pull people out of that. And there are people that will, like, for example, they will go to Chile and they'll tell him, well, Wolverine said this or Wolverine said that. No, Wolverine told him to his face. Wolverine, every time he says something on his live chat, and I'll be in there with my eyes and I'll look, and I'm still about the narrative. I'm still about the necessary anarchy that he poses. I'm still about it. I'm still behind him no matter what kind of a mistake that he makes. I don't give a shit what you think about him. I have my own judge of character. You or nobody else is going to tell me who I'm going to entertain, who I ain't. Just like nobody's going to tell you who you're going to entertain where you go. I'm not going to sit there and tell you what the F to do. The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to give you an opinion and I'm going to leave it there. Right? Isn't that the way a grown man should perceive the things that he says that comes out of his mouth to practice what he preaches? So anyway, that's besides the point. When I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I don't need a 5-star entry and canned speech to say it. I do not like drama. I don't care about trolls. I know that their trolls are a necessary anarchy just as much as people are the mob in this democracy. Necessary. Because you can't do a damn thing about it. People are going to vote. People are going to say what they think is right and wrong. But here is what I want to get to the hearts and minds of individuals out there that are very biased, that are in a clique. See, one A community I stand behind 100%. Even though there's a lot of people out there perpetrating and making and dragging us down, there are people that need to stand up for one another for the right reasons. Just to be a witness. If you know something's not true and you're there and you have witnessed this person being not what somebody else said, and that somebody else is there, and you would have to say to yourself, do I get involved or do I not? Well, if you're in this community, it's all about your speech. The 1A is all about the speech. And if you can't speak up for somebody that you know that you're not trying to simp for, or you're not trying to, pick a side, but what's wrong with telling the truth? Tell me what is wrong with telling the truth. Nothing. Because the truth is what these police don't want. The government don't want the truth all the time, because then they would have to admit they made a mistake in their assumption. They would have to say, you know what? Now I am here and in a position where I am not going to admit all faults, because it has to be propagated into this quorum. And this quorum has the potential to say, this is a fact. And if you doubt or bring doubt to that fact, you have just brought something to the table that's going to be a pain in their ass. That is why you need to record every time you get a chance, these police officers. So I say this. I say, when you're on your way home and you don't feel good, you just want to get there, but you see Carries and Barrys, do somebody a favor and stop and start recording. Supreme Court says you're press when you do that. You have the First Amendment right to do so. Please do it. If you know me and you've been with me, most of you in here have been with me for a long time, or you've been with other people. ZXL Master, Jonathan's been with me for the very beginning, so he knows what's up. And I say that I don't care how you got to me, how you subscribe to me, all right? Know that what I'm telling you is maybe inconvenient for you at the time, but we gotta pay it forward, because somebody out there is getting shit on, or somebody's being railroaded, and we can't let that happen. It's your responsibility as a human being to speak up. And since I was in a position today, and I'm learning, I'm going in hindsight, looking at the situation that happened to me today, not knowing that somebody was setting me up to go against my own principles. They manipulated it, but they told the truth at the same time. They told me, hey, look, I'm just stopping there to say hi to somebody, doing something, taking care of some business. It'll take me 30 seconds. Bet it wasn't out of my way. This person and I are decent people. I said, cool. And then once I go into the round, get there, and I realize once I turn around and I'm coming back out, I see the person coming down. And that person does look familiar. That is a troll. That this person that comes in and says something about a friend of mine, that says something that wasn't true, that says something that is demeaning, that says something that brings him down, that says something that stops him from seeing his kids, that says something that adds to the division and does not do nothing about it. It was my obligation at the time, even though it goes against my principles, to be there at that specific time once I knew. But I thought I had an obligation to say something, because what that person was saying, and how they always steal, the trolls always steal our content, and then the watchdogs talk about how we're frauditors. They could never call me a frauditor. I don't ask you for money. I don't. Somebody tells me, hey, put your PayPal link in there. You know what? Money is, I don't ask for it. I don't give a damn about it. All the trolls in the world knows that I'm not the person trying to pimp somebody out there. They know it. They know who I am. They know I'm not about that. But at the same time, we need to speak up and say something. So I decided to use my First Amendment, while not in the commission of committing a crime, to speak up for somebody. A lot of times people wouldn't do that for me. And I remember how it felt. So that's why I spoke up. It even gave me more incentive to say it, even going against my principles because of where I was at the geological spot at that time. Sometimes we got to weigh things out. And we got to do what's in the best interest at the time. If the time is spent and say, okay, I'm here, I shouldn't be here, I'm going to leave, and you know something and you need to correct something on the record, you might as well correct it on the record. Correct it. But I'm not a troll, man. And I might even do something that might be trollish, that might not be so popular. That don't mean I'm a troll. Okay? And I'm not saying that trolls are bad. My opinion on them doesn't matter. It really don't. Because with or without my opinion, is it going to change anything? Nope. Just because I say something, is it going to change somebody's mind being something? Nope. I might be able to get the heart to the mind, to how they treat me, and get my personal achievement accomplished. But I spoke up for somebody else today that needed it. And I'm glad I did. But at the same time, there's something that comes with it that I'm not happy with because it goes against my principles. So I say cheers to the truth and cheers to not making the same mistake twice again. Because that's what getting older is about, is to learn off of our mistakes and be better people. How can I expect that these people that are people just like me, a human being, they breathe, they have lungs, they have blood, their hearts, lungs, they got the same kind of biological organs I do. They have a mind and thought pattern and a cognitive structure, psychodynamics and behavior, alert behavior, all that applies. How can I hold them to that if I'm not going to hold myself to it? So I say this to anybody that's willing to understand. In hindsight, you look at things, don't hold back on the things that you know that is true. Say what's true, and then don't make the same mistake again. I love cold water. Well, I see some people are commenting here. Hey, Thomas says, amen, brother. All is well. I'm proud of you. You have some knowledge of what you are saying. I hope so. I've been through it. I speak out of experience that some people put themselves through a lot of hell to get certain spots and get a lot accomplished. But me, my intentions, I don't got time for it. I don't. I don't have time to play games with people. Let's see. One time, and probably still true is some area. Police represented good, right, and true. We need to restore this, whatever is necessary, as long as we do it within a rule of law. Yeah, that would be the quorum. That would be that quorum. But see, here's the problem with that. Shalom, bro. Here's the problem with that. What's up? What's true? The problem with that is they all do it in good faith. Every freaking bit of it. Every freaking bit. In good faith, I believe this man is getting on my nerves, and I believe it runs concurrent with being disorderly, so I'm going to detain him. ID him because I'm fiending for ID. I gotta have that ID. Must get it. So I'm willing to do whatever it takes in good faith to do it. That right there is why we have to go after their qualified immunity. That is why they have a bond connected to their code of conduct that connects them to their bargain agreement. Think, now Wolverine has been through it. I've seen it. I've been on both sides. I've been inside watching them make mistakes inside as a prisoner, just like I did outside watching them in a courtroom and their mistakes in a courtroom. I've been in a lot of courtrooms. A lot of people don't even know that yet because a lot of my stuff I got expunged and they haven't seen it. But the fact of the matter is, I know a hell of a lot more than the average guy out there. And I know who's making the mistakes. And I know why they're making the mistakes. And I know the lack of transparency on the end of us free-thinking Americans when we're out there not doing nothing on this, driving down the street on a Sunday. It's beautiful outside, 60 freaking degrees. You're wearing a decent sweatshirt. You got your favorite football jersey on or whatever. You're feeling good, and somebody's getting fucked over with some cherries and berries. Park your vehicle, take 10 minutes, and record. Because a lot of times, even though you might get called out for it, even though you might get, and I got a video, and I'm going to release it tomorrow, okay, when they kicked me off the scene. Again, Taylor Police doing what they do because somebody got hit with a truck on purpose and used their truck as a weapon. So now they're being charged with assault with intent to do great bodily harm, less than a crime of murder. So I find out I go up in the store, buy me a candy bar, I got a receipt, right? So because I know what I'm doing, because my attorney told me to stand by that standard. So I get the receipt. I go back out there, and the guy's telling me where to stand and where not to stand, like he did in the beginning. And I'm like, hold up. Why are you doing this? And all of a sudden, the owner is telling me, because the clerk inside was agreeing with me, because a person inside that walked in there said, that cop was being a little bit too harsh with you. He was being violent with you. That's the words he used. He was being violent with you, and I recorded it, sir. I said, thank you. You see what I'm saying? He recorded it, even though I was recording. He was recording me recording them. That's a hell of a bystander. Give that guy a thumbs up. He's a number one that way. The police are number one this way. So we got to figure out what we're going to do about this and how we do it. But there's a practice that we need to participate in. Sometimes it's just good to always have your camera ready. Because these tyrants, as soon as I went back outside, I got my candy bar, I got my freaking receipt. And as soon as I went back outside, what happened? Owner is told to tell me to leave because he solicited a trespass right in front of Broken. So Broken's got them soliciting the trespass while I was inside. The clerk inside is telling me, you're good, man. Don't worry about it, man. Just, don't cause no problems, right? I go out there, something else happens. The owner is a bootlicker. Automatically does what the police want them to do. He don't care about the reason why. And my attorney's got something for him. Thank you for screwing up that way, being a customer. Do you treat all your customers like that? Kick them off your property because somebody asked you to get rid of them? Do you do that to everybody, or you just do it with people that the police ask you to do it for? Either way, it's discrimination. And I will prove that later on, and I'm not going to give that exculpatory evidence away, but I'm taking them to court. But we'll win. I will win. Not down here. It's going to get thrown downtown. And then I'll take it to one of the superior courts out there at Sterling Heights or something, and I'll win that. I'll win that. That'll be an easy 15, 20 grand right there. Because he didn't equally apply the law. And he solicited a trespass because of my camera, not because of the rules of chain of evidence. Because if he was doing it with the chain of evidence, he would have kicked the 4 people that was on there pumping gas off too. And they said the excuse the officer was giving me, saying I don't want you to contaminate the area, they were trampling all over it. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get the case number of that, and I'm going down there to that court date, and I'm going to hand this video to him, and he's going to use that as Exhibit A and ask them for a evidential hearing and admit my camera and my footage into evidence as tainted evidence, and you once it's tainted, you cannot take it back. It is now fruit from the poisonous tree. They stampered all over the evidence. They were touching it. They were feeling it. They were taking pictures of it. They were standing all over it. They were tracking their dirt and their DNA all up in there. And they did exactly what they were trying to say and use the excuse that they didn't want me to do, but they stopped all over it. Do it every time, and they lose their case. And they lose money, too. The state loses money every time they lose a case like that, especially when the freaking defendant has exculpatory evidence and they know he's guilty, but you know what? It's tyrants like them that let him get loose. And they need to learn to not be so damn lazy, because there was 4 of them standing around picking their freaking nose because they already know what happened. All they had to do was go grab some tape and wrap it around the scene. But no, why do that? That's too much damn work for $20 to $30 an hour, right? Yeah, get real. Anyways, let's see. I don't think you're a frauditor, dude. Well, thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate that, man. Yep. Success is built upon a foundation of many failures. There is no shame here. Yeah. I mean, there are a lot of people that had made tons of failures and that has finally made it. I mean, look at how many times somebody that is out there, one of the best truck drivers on the road, that took their CDL 17 times. I know somebody that's failed it so many times, it's unreal, over stupid shit. And sometimes it's a hustle. And it's because they misword something, and the person knows that they know it because they pointed at a fucking dry box out with their fingers, but they didn't get the name right out of their mouth. Stupid shit. People hustling. It's $150 every time. Trust me. Wolvy knows, man. Wolvy has had Wolvy has had a commercial driver's license for a very long time. Yep. And on top of that, it is I don't know if people could see that. A Type CB. So I got my air brake endorsement. So anyway, all I got to do is take combinations and I'll be all right again. I let that one go because I didn't need it, but I'm going to go ahead and take combinations again whenever I feel like it. Just so, because like it's kind of like my manhood. I won't let it go, you know. But anyway, if we think about the things we do and say in hindsight and try to be a better person about it, I think we can do anything we want. I think we can. And I am not nowhere near ignorant when somebody comes up on my channel and comes in here and starts trying to tittle tattle and hack my system. I've had 4 times they tried. Once they were successful, but they got into another hard drive, which was awesome. You know, I get tired of thieves, and I say, you ain't getting away with nothing because it's coming back to you threefold. Peace and love to all you. Be good to one another, man. Don't take this life for granted. It's not worth it. It's too big of a price to have people hating you for absolutely, positively nothing, especially the unnecessary crap. Just unnecessary. All this is unnecessary. Bumping their gums, hurting each other for what? You remember back in the, before I close, I want to say this. Back in the 70s, even the Bloods and the Crips, during the Rodney King riots, they tied their shit together and they walked down the street, arm in arm. Talk about fuck the police, fuck the government. We ain't taking this shit no more. You hear me? They said that shit. They tied them together. One's holding a red one, the other one's holding a freaking blue one. They tied the ends of them together and they walked down the street in solidarity to say, fuck these motherfuckers. Tired of this shit. All right, y'all. I just come out to say hi. And if you haven't subscribed, damn it, I'm always screwing up. If you haven't, please subscribe to this that right there. It's coming in chat. Should be coming in chat any second. Please subscribe to Cool Hand Luke because I am going to. I got some plans for Cool Hand Luke. For people in the community that are aware and have something to say, have something to put in because they have a First Amendment right to. People that want to be a part of the solution and not of the problem. And I want to let them up and say so. So please subscribe to that if you haven't. If you have, yeah, that's okay. Have a great day. Be good to each other. God bless. And I'm going back quiet. And I'll see you on the flip side of this.